is that? Sorry.
Actually, for real though, fucking System of a Down might be one of the best bands out there. What really? What's wrong with this? What's wrong with System of a Down, Matt?
No, nothing. I'm just, are you quoting statistics or your personal taste?
My personal taste, absolutely.
How do you even statistically determine whether a band is the best of all time?
I don't know how you could.
I mean, I think if you did it by like
sales?
sales, that it's the Beatles.
I'm just saying by sheer meme.
It's like
factor,
the Beatles or like Rihanna, right? Because record sale. Does even anyone sell records anymore?
Yes, I have a record collection.
No, I mean like really, people just listen to music. People listen to music on fucking no one listens to music on records anymore unless you're old or out of touch with the world.
Thanks a lot.
I'm actually one of those two things. Yes. So
you're getting close to being
very
both.
often though, Reed.
I don't want to be both. I just want to be one of them.
And the reason I don't listen to them is because I don't want to ruin them.
Yeah. And yet they're still aging and corroding and breaking apart as we speak right now.
Oh god, that was unfortunate. Hey guys, welcome back to the Not Important Gaming Podcast with Jeremy, Reed, and Matt. I'm your host as always, Jeremy, and with me are my wonderful co-hosts, Matt and Reed. Say hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
And today our big things we're going to be talking about are the fact that Valve still actually makes games, which shocked everyone. And Stadia having a little trouble at launch, but we'll talk about both of those later.
No, it's great. What could go wrong?
Let's start with some of our smaller topics here. We're talking about something that's not really necessarily gameplay related, actually. It really doesn't have anything to do with video games, but everyone's talking about it, and I love memes, and you love memes, and we all love memes. So we're going to talk about Elon Musk's new truck.
Yes.
Hey, I think one of you guys has your speakers turned on.
I don't hear an echo.
Like there's an...
Yep.
Are you sure it's not just because you have the podcast open?
I don't have it open.
Yeah, that's weird. I'm not hearing echo. It's not coming through on the podcast at the very least.
I don't have an echo as well.
I figured it out. It's because I have a second set of headphones plugged into my...
There it is.
Sorry, guys. I have a second set of headphones plugged into my audio source, and they were projecting loud enough for me to hear it through my other headphones that I'm actually wearing.
Oh my god.
Enough.
But yeah, so this truck looks fucking hilarious, and I love it. It looks like it looks like what you would see like a sci-fi car in like an old PS1 game. And it's just great.
It's RoboCop.
It's RoboCop.
Where's the... I want to throw in... Here's another... That's a Twitter interaction between Elon Musk and the official Cyberpunk 2077.
Nobody expects Cyberpunk 2077. We had a deal, Elon.
See you in year 2077.
That is so awesome.
And then there's another one, because there was a demo live where they tried to show a big giant metal marble, and they dropped it on like some regular Tesla glass, and it bounced off, and then when threw at the actual car, the windows broke. So this is a shot of it like a little bit earlier.
Yeah, let's have a look at it. That's him throwing it at the window. It's not shattering here.
Yep. That's not... Yeah, this one doesn't show the original.
The original one of
it doesn't... Yeah, that one doesn't show. That was just saying like, hey, we really didn't mean for it to break.
Franz throws steel ball at Cybertruck window right before launch. Guess we have some improvements to make before production. Ha ha.
Yeah,
I love the way that Elon Musk tweets. Because he tweets how I send texts, which is just really uncomfortable and awkward. It's like, oh, haha, fucked up.
Still, I did not fucking expect this.
This is
at all.
yeah,
I didn't expect the design.
yeah, it's I love the memes that that have been going around. I really love. I saw one of somebody making it look like a warthog from Halo. Like they colored it green,
Oh yeah.
and put put Spartans in the back of it. I saw there's also been like the comparisons of like older video game character new Laura Croft. It's like a picture of a Tesla Model T, and then old Laura Croft with like the triangle tits. Next next to the new Tesla truck. Matt, what's your thoughts on this truck here?
I like it, but is it too futuristic looking?
It looks
aesthetically?
fucking great in black.
Does it? I haven't seen it in black.
I posted one in the doobly-doo.
Let me
A
pull
picture.
it up.
As to how you're gonna look at that picture, I don't know. Here's the site I got it from.
Yeah, just do that.
It's up above the picture.
I see it. Oh yeah, that does look actually much better. It's still,
dude, it
looks like a low poly video game car, but
it looks fucking sick though, right?
You know what it looks like? You know what it actually looks like?
What's that?
It looks like the cars the cars in Grand Theft Auto 3.
I mean a little bit. This one like is all cool and futuristic. I don't know. This thing looks like fucking cool. I love the design of the wheels.
Oh no, they have it in actual Warthog green. Oh.
But it's a truck, right?
Yeah, it's...
Yeah.
So the bed's like a covered bed?
Yeah, well, yeah, because that thing like recedes up.
Yeah.
All right. So is this is this going to be like a Ford F-150 where a lot of people are buying it to like use, like they would use a truck, or is this like some stylish thing that people aren't going to really use as a truck?
A little bit of both. I mean, like depending on which model you get, it can tow up to like 20 tons. Has like 500 range. Has like a full size bed compared to any other truck. Sits in the same like parking space as like an F-150, but has a huge amount of cabin space.
Do we know price?
Seats 6 people. Starting price is 39,000.
That's pretty competitive.
That's actually not bad. Yeah, that is the one thing that would make this.
The high end model is 69,999.
I wonder.
Like 69,000.
I mean, so like low end, you've got to roll your windows up and down yourself, maybe, or something.
No. So the first one is rear wheel drive, single motor. The middle one is dual motor, and then the high end one is tri motor with extended batteries. Yeah, and then you can get self driving for plus 7,000.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's a big beefcake. Has like, I mean, obviously because it's an electric car, it has way more torque than like any other like gasoline car.
Yeah.
You definitely went with They definitely went with a futuristic look.
I mean, the stats are insane. It goes like 0 to 60, and like the high end one goes 0 to 60 in like 2.7 or something like that.
Well, that's like a Ferrari.
Yeah, like a Tacoma, I think goes 0 to 60 in like 6 seconds.
Yeah, it performs really good. It's a good truck. It's just fucking ugly.
And then I think it looks fucking great. This is one of the things when I first saw it, I was kind of a little bit meh, but the more I see it, the more I like it.
Yeah.
The other thing that they did is instead of doing like body on frame, they did this sort of like stressed exoskeleton, so that the weight is like distributed. It's not so putting so much stress on like the body of the truck. And then the outside panels are like cold rolled steel. So they did a demo on stage where they took a big sledgehammer to a regular car door and it caved it in. And they did this one, it just bounced off like it was fucking a chew toy.
Wow.
Yeah, that's really
Um,
cool.
I mean, it was a pretty cool demonstration. I think the big flub of the night was when he broke the glass, but a lot of tech reviewers have been getting inside, getting rides and whatnot. Overall, it's been pretty impressive. I dare I say it, it might be my new wish list car. So,
Well, moving
comes
on.
out in 2020,
Comes out in
and then
2020.
first models, and then the rest of them are going to be coming out in 2021. So,
Next little thing here on our list of like cool little shit before we get into the real news. Petscop is over.
what the fuck is a Petscop?
So Petscop was a uh basically a series, a horror web series on YouTube, and it was done in the style of a Let's Play. It's actually really cool. I want to say there's like 24 episodes, from start to finish, and it's been going on for a few years now. I got into it like last year, and it was actually really cool. But one of the things is nobody knew who the creator was, and you just gotta let the story speak for itself. It's very like interesting. There's a lot of like pieces to put together as far as the story goes, but it's not an ARG.
It's not.
No, it's not an ARG. It is meant to be like a story by itself. You're supposed to put the pieces together, but you don't have to like go like search for things outside of the source material to piece together like any puzzle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Even still, the whole weird game aspect of it really throws me off.
Yeah, it was really.
Did he actually like make this game, or how does this?
So that's a good question. So the creator, we'll start off with this. The creator, a guy on Twitter named Tony, posted this here. He said, "I have no plans." Oh shit, that need to go a little further back actually. This one right down here. On November 13th. This actually happened last week, but at the time I missed this. He just posted, "I made Pet Cop," with a smiley face. Followed up with all these people saying I did not make Petscop. I respectfully disagree with their claims. He posted some of like the early concept art for it. But to answer your specific question, let me go up here. He goes, to any indie game developers, would it be so much easier if you didn't have to worry about the player at all? So much work eliminated, not to mention stress. Make a fake game. So he actually did make a game, and even talks about like how the recording works. Says, so Petscop makes extensive use of input recordings. All button presses are recorded into a file, and this allows the gameplay session to be played back identically later. Standard game engine feature, but extremely useful. It started more as a pragmatic thing. Screen capture software was giving me problems, partly because the computer I was using at the time wasn't quite up to the task. So instead of using screen capture to record my session as video, I broke the process into 2 steps. Number 1, record the session, saving all the button presses to a file. Number 2, restart the game, play back the button presses, and have the game render each frame to a video on its own time. But then, naturally, you think, what if I make changes to the game in between step 1 and step 2? That ended up being useful as well. It meant I could make last-minute changes even after I'd recorded the gameplay, but it was also interesting from an artistic point of view. I could play back the same recording in a different world. The recording itself was oblivious. When you play back a recording from a long time ago, say 1997, it's not happening in 1997. It's happening now in 2019. But the people in the recording don't know that. They have no idea where they really are. What if you're somewhere else right now? Anyway, Petscop was fun for me. That's it. And then somebody posted...
I've been watching like the first 4 minutes of the first episode. I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
That's kind of the point. You're supposed to kind of like put things together over time. And there's a few YouTubers who have had huge mega hit videos doing like theory videos on the show.
So is this not a playable game?
No, it's not a playable game. There are a couple of fan recreations, but Tony, the creator, has no interest in making an actual game for people to play.
What do you...
Yeah, as stated here on November 18th, I have no plans for a playable Petscop. But yeah, it's actually really cool, and it's kind of the end of an era. He did say Because he said Petscop was over. Let me find it here. He says, yes, it's over except for one thing. So there is one more piece of something coming down the pipe sometime soon. But yeah, it's a very cool series. I highly recommend you guys check it out, especially now with it being over. You're able to watch it from beginning to end without having to sit through the several months of hiatus between episodes.
Fuck. I have the more I watch, the more question I have.
And I think that's the mark of a good horror web series. But
yeah, it's good. I mean, yeah, good. Congrats.
Yeah, I just wanted to say congratulations, Tony. I thought this was really cool, and I'm glad that so many people. It is funny that the community is super divided about this now.
Oh yeah,
because there's so many people who are saying that Tony is a. There's some people who are going as far as say Tony's a game jacker, which I don't think is true. But there are a lot of people who are saying, "Oh no, he's just misleading us. Yeah, he's involved with the production, but this is just to throw us off the trail." And it's like, guys, this is not an ARG. They're not going to throw red herrings outside of the game. Or outside of the videos. I think this is it. Yeah. Oh, the other thing he did post here is regarding new maker references. Most of you know that this was intentional, but I wanted to confirm it. It was extremely stupid of me. Very early on, he made references to a really tragic story of systemic childhood abuse within the within like the world of therapy. And yeah, he after it got popular and he realized like, wow, this is actually really fucked up, he kind of stepped away from it.
What? Sorry, you cut out. What's that?
After he basically he made references in the series very early on to a
Yep. And after it got popular, what happened?
After it got popular, he realized like, wow, that's actually making the references to this is actually kind of insensitive and a little fucked up. So he stepped away from that plot line.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not a series without controversy.
I don't think the people themselves found it particularly controversial. Like most people in the community were like that. I feel like it felt like he handled it tastefully. I think he personally just didn't like the way that he did it. I think he found it distasteful himself to reference something like that. But yeah, I just thought that was a neat, cool little thing.
Yeah.
Next up, we have what Reed.
Can I ask you guys something before we get into the next topic, Jeremy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Since the new Star Wars TV shows come out, have we talked about it at all? I know it's not a gaming thing, but
no, I mean it's no. I think that's something worth talking about. Have you guys seen it?
The new episode?
No, I haven't seen the newest episode.
I haven't either.
Yeah, I've seen episode 1 and 2. We actually we watched together as a group.
We did.
We did.
It was late though, Reed. You might have blacked out.
It's okay. I'm generally blacked out. That's this sort of constant state of life I strive to attain.
But yeah, I'm actually thoroughly impressed. I think it's funny for the first time in a very long time. Disney's made a piece of Star Wars media that
doesn't suck ass.
Well, I was going to say that a little more diplomatically, but yes.
I haven't ran into anybody yet that's seen it that's had something bad to say about it. Like, which is odd because I'm used to running into people after like something involving Star Wars, and it's just like, oh my god.
Most of the people I talk to about it, they just are very ambivalent about it until they see it, and then they gush about it.
Yeah, I was very skeptical.
Yeah, that's how I was about it.
Like, I almost didn't watch it, but Reed talked me into it.
Yeah, when you said like new Star Wars TV show, I was like, it's gonna be, I didn't think it was gonna be bad.
So I'm so glad you did.
I didn't think it was gonna be bad. I just didn't think it was gonna be particularly good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
They're great. It's
Yeah,
got,
he
like,
was
movie level production value.
very good story writing. Little off the wall, a little bit. There's a lot of things that happen that I was not expecting.
But they were pleasant surprises, I would
Yes,
say.
yeah, they're.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting direction that the show has gone, and I like it. It's you don't see risks like that being taken in, especially in like big TV shows like this.
I know my shirt's backwards because my camera's flipped, but I'm actually like not ashamed to wear my Star Wars shirt lately. So just don't call me princess.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a thing? No, I'm sorry. I was remembering. Didn't somebody had a nickname Princess back at Amy's? Sorry, this is like a total weird tangent. Nothing. Never mind. Forget about it.
No. Go ahead and finish.
Do you remember that, Matt?
Finish the story.
I don't.
The
But you know, it might have been before my time.
it's the I don't want to give away names. I'm not going to dox somebody, but there's somebody who lived close by to the place and would come in.
Okay.
Worked by a never mind. All right, we'll talk about it after.
Okay.
I don't want to
We'll
share
put a
information
pin in that.
Let's look at what Reed has affectionately titled in our document here, The Bone Zone. With Boneworks, VR physics and combat realized. This is a 13-minute video, so we're probably not going to watch the whole thing. But it's more
no. Yeah, go ahead.
more of Reed getting crazy excited about Boneworks.
This is more of like people from the node got in and actually played the game and showed it off in a non sort of like press release.
Yeah.
It's a non-scripted, non-press release setting. There's some really cool moments. Let me see if I can find.
Is this the game that they've been developing themselves? Like the guy in the background with the curly hair? Like they've been. I know that they were trying to develop their own like haptics like gun game.
Yeah, so he's actually been working in partnership with Valve, and a lot of the technology that they work to make this is actually used in the new Half-Life VR game, which we'll get to later. A lot of the physics and things like that. He's had several trips back and forth with Valve and whatnot. And yeah, it's super cool. Let me see if I can find.
Nope, give me this arm. Come here.
Well, you know, I still remember.
Freaking nerd, get in here.
I still remember the first time I played Fear, and it was
So
the first
if you
time
can
like
opt to,
we ever thought about like gun physics in a game and how like when the shell came out of the rifle in Fear, like the shell would like whatever it hit would bounce differently.
Yeah, exactly. If you could jump to 230,
Inside, you son of a bitch.
if you're not already there.
Jump to what?
230.
230.
So they're trying to do, because one of the things that the developers did is they would do what would they call like kickflip reloads.
Those close. I gotta get
Because the whole thing is like physics based. Also they added a one thing they didn't talk about is there's now a slow-mo button.
Oh, that's sick.
Try to use physics to try to basically kick out the thing and flip the gun in the air and then grab it, but
the fact that you can do this
but
in
yeah.
slow motion.
That's actually so sick.
Cool. If you could then jump to like 420.
Oh yeah, we just watched this where he's stuffing the guy in the locker. That was just on the screen.
Oh.
Nope, give me this
Oh,
arm.
okay.
That's what I was yelling about.
Freaking nerd, get in here.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's just a further demonstration of how fucking cool the shit is. And then maybe the last part is I think around 540.
Get inside, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's right exactly at 540, I think. And he just hits the slow-mo button and falls down.
Oh shit.
You know, just a lot of like fucking John Wick, tactical fucking. Oh, he fucked up the reload.
Yeah, you fucked up the reload.
Kick flip reload.
Almost. It counts.
Grab the gun. Reload it.
That was close.
But that, I mean, I don't know. we'll talk more about it, but this is just super cool. This whole physics thing I think is a really big breakthrough for VR gaming. And this is like the first taste of what will be probably the killer app, or the beginning, I think, of a VR revolution. So
they've really been putting a lot of work into this, because I remember, like, I don't know, maybe 6-8 months ago when I saw them doing stuff with the game, it wasn't even like close to this.
Oh yeah,
maybe they
I
just
know.
hadn't. Maybe they had some of it developed and they hadn't shown it yet. But this is like miles down the road from what they showed last time.
Top off.
It's really impressive. They've really been working their ass off. It seems like.
oh yeah, it looks to be really, really good.
This actually does look like a lot of fun. I've been like every time I see this, they do show something more cool than the last time. That kickflip reload that you mentioned is like that.
Yeah.
That completely changes my perception of the game.
Or just like, I mean, just the raw physics of like anything that you would be able to do in real life, like physics wise, you can do, like fucking butting people in the head with your gun, or you know, throwing shit at people. I don't know, dropping stuff off from a tall ledge. There's a part earlier on where he was like trying to get to an ammo box.
Dude, I want to see some videos from you.
And like they were all just trying to like approach, or like the way he approached it was like different than what I would have done.
Oh, hell.
And I just thought it was like a super
You guys
cool.
want to check out D's channel? His, server is
Yeah, I think it's at 325. If that'll be the last clip.
325.
Yeah. And it's just a very simple problem. How do you get to an ammo box high up on a shelf?
You know what?
And it's he's trying to jump, trying to reach, can't quite get it.
Just gonna do it like I did.
And then he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna do it how I would in real life." But I'm like, you know, people could have tried to throw stuff to knock it down, try to destroy the structure, who knows what. And then, oh wait, he can't quite reach it, so what does he do? He just grabs his gun and pokes it off.
That's
Or you
brilliant.
just like, yeah, just so cool, right? Like that's the sort of stuff that, you know, it's just, oh god, I love it.
Talk about immersive too, right?
Exactly, right? So yeah. Looks fucking super sick. I hope this game sells a lot and gets a lot of attention before later on December comes and Valve fucking drops their fucking big dick project.
Speaking of which, I think that's a good segue into our first big topic. Let's talk about Half-Life Alyx. Because
Let's do it.
It turns out that Valve actually does make games.
No, wait, what? Is this the long-awaited fucking 3?
This is not the 3, because they still haven't figured out how to count to 3, but they figured out how to make a new Half-Life game. We'll take our baby steps. So, from Valve Software on their Twitter, we have this announcement here. We're excited to unveil Half-Life Alyx, our flagship VR game, this Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Can't wait to share it with all of you. So yeah, I love this first thing from Grand Day here. Wait. Half-Life 3, 1, 2, 3. I knew the Half-Life 3 memes were gonna.
And here it begins. Oh, Internet Historian.
Internet Historians in there?
No. Scroll down.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was right there. His tweet was right underneath. What does it say?
Those guys from Reddit owe us an apology. Oh my god. I love this. But yeah, and
What does
actually
Twitch say? There are
uh
3 letters in what?
wait, what?
Twitch had a. Never mind. It's fine.
Twitch?
I just.
Oh.
They had a tweet underneath there.
Hold on, let's pull it up here. Let's have a look. Let's see what Twitch says. There are 3 letters between V and R. V banality R. Oh no! We live in a society, boys. We live outside of a society. All right.
I love it.
And-
This is primo. Can we maybe throw some trailer action up there? Because goddamn, that made my panties
my
wet.
next step.
So who else is getting a Vive index?
Okay, so yeah, I was about to say that after the haptics thing that we just watched.
I'm probably just
Like,
gonna
every
get
time
the-
I think about it, I have to slap myself for like
I just want to get
I
the
pull a
controller.
rubber band on my wrist.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
It's not playing. Probably help if I press the play button, right?
It could be, maybe, allegedly. Could be true.
What about you, Reed? Are you like talking yourself off the ledge?
I got so much shit I need to take care of first. But
Me
if I have
too.
any fucking money left over come springtime, I'm buying all the shit.
I keep telling myself, I'll just get the headset.
I just want the
But then
controller.
I'm
Yeah, I'd
like,
rather have the controllers.
You know, but what about the controllers? You know,
Well,
I
and
really
then if
want
I'm
that
gonna-
144 frame rate though.
Yeah, but if you want it, you want to make sure you have a PC that'll run it. So
That's true.
gotta get a new PC too. So, oh god, it looks so good. Oh, it's unloaded. Bang.
It's fine. Oh, that was sick. All right, so what's this game called?
Half-Life Alex.
God, it looks amazing.
It really does.
Lovey's like fucking clearing the shelves, getting ammo, fucking bam.
You're gonna find out what he knows, and then they're gonna kill him.
All this is my fault. I never told you. I could not say sorry.
Dude, fucking Ravenholm will be so much scarier in fucking VR. Oh, I hate that fucking level. Oh, look at there's like some really cool 3D puzzle solving. I don't know what this shit is, but it looks like it's gonna be so good.
Yeah, the graphics look brilliant.
Oh, looks so sick.
Thanks, Valve.
Thanks, Valve.
Ooh. March
It's the
2020,
Smoking
boys.
Man.
It's the Smoking Man.
Yeah, it's Mr. Smoking Man.
Mr. Smoky Boy. He wears a suit and he smokes.
You know, the Smoking Man from X-Files.
Yeah, that's the one. I love Mr. Smoke.
Allegedly we're gonna see maybe some more at the game. What do they call it? Game of the Year awards.
Yeah, the TGA.
Yes.
Speaking of which, Death Stranding.
When is that?
The nominations are
Is
or the
TGA.
the voting is going on right now. Speaking of which, y'all need to vote for Death Stranding. That's a requirement. You all have to vote. Death Stranding for Game of the Year. You need to vote Mads Mikkelsen for Best Performance. Other than that, I think those are the only two that I really care about. But
Yep. I have no doubt that it's gonna fucking crush. It is December 12th.
back on topic with Half-Life.
Yes.
Yeah, so November 12th.
It's Thursday.
Thursday. Look out for it on Thursday.
November 12th.
We're gonna get. I mean, there's no way it's November 12th because it's presently November 23rd.
What? No, it's. I'm sorry, December 12th.
December 12th. Okay, December 12th.
It's November 12th, 2020.
Valve is gonna travel back in time to release this trailer for us.
I mean, that explains why it's already out, doesn't it?
But yeah, I'm actually really excited for this.
It looks pretty damn scary.
I mean, Half-Life was pretty fucking scary.
Ravenholm fucking, I hated that level. I never played it again.
The head crabs, the poison head crabs genuinely scare me.
Yeah.
Although not gonna lie, the idea of being able to catch a head crab in the air and like smash it into the floor does sound kind of fun.
I'm not laughing at you, Jeremy. I'm laughing at a joke that went off in my head after you said head crabs.
Oh no!
Advanced humor for mature people.
What's your guys' takes on this? Like, what are you hoping to see out of this? I guess.
It'll be nice for the fucking Valve backlash to finally fucking stop. Tired of people bitching at Valve because of one thing or another. Just want a little bit of positivity to go their way. Just so those motherfuckers can shut up.
Well, it's just good to see them finally get a project off the ground.
Yeah.
Because the biggest thing with Valve and the reason that they have so much trouble is their open floor policy. It's like advanced open floor because it's not just like we have an open floor office, but you could just straight up like at any point in time just unplug your desk, wheel it over to another set of workstations and work on a completely different project just because you feel like it. Which, when they do release a project, that means it's really awesome because the people who were working on it cared about it enough to get it off the floor.
Bust ass.
Yeah, to bust ass and get it done. But it also means there are about 1 trillion projects that die on the floor because just gradually over time, people are like, I'm not feeling this anymore.
Oh, one of the things that's really cool is they did announce that a set of Source 2 tools for building new environments will ship with the game, enabling any player to build and contribute new environments for the community to enjoy. Hammer, Valve's level authoring tool, has been updated with all the game's virtual reality gameplay tools and components.
So
Can you imagine all the custom games and all the custom shit that can be made from this fucking engine?
So what you're saying is we're going to get VR Death Run.
Probably. Oh god, that'd be so sick. Imagine fucking you're hanging from a ledge and you're like trying to knock people down next to you.
I know. It's so
And they're like, fuck you. Or just like, I mean, if they made these tools open source, right? People could build high quality virtual reality games with awesome physics engines, like from the ground up, without having to, I mean, like, without having, not from the ground up, but without having to make it their own engine or do all this other shit, you know?
So it's going to be multiplayer?
No.
At least not as far as we know yet. But there are going to be available source tools for you to
make multiplayer games.
Yes, to make multiplayer games, and presuming they set up some sort of server system, which is very likely. Knowing Valve, they live and die by their.
What the fuck will Prop Hunt look like in VR?
It's gonna be so weird. Imagine like laughing too hard while you're hiding as a barrel. So the guy who's looking for the prop just sees a quivering barrel.
You just have to hold really still.
Oh my god. Hey, big thanks to the guys watching right now. It's Boom Shakalaka 8989, Commander Root, and Lurks. You guys are awesome. Thanks for watching.
Hey.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Sure.
I have a question about the game.
Okay.
Yeah, what's up?
God, what was my question? Damn it. No, I forgot. Okay.
In the meantime, so do you think this is the beginning of Valve making games like for good?
I don't know. So, like I said, the fact that they live and die, that their games live and die by their company's interest in the game, it could very well mean that people they did say in that what did they say in that tweet that VR has kind of re-sparked their interest in making games, so it's entirely possible.
Yeah.
But what I think is more interesting, and I think the more pertinent question though is whether this is going to be what kind of kickstarts VR and makes it feel like more of a legitimate platform, because all three of us love VR, but for the most part, by and large, most people who play or who play games, like they kind of view VR as like, you know, this curiosity, and oh yeah, I've got a friend who has a VR and I played it and it's fun, but I'm not gonna buy it.
Small aside, I just thought, what if one of these days we did a podcast from inside VR chat?
I'm down for that.
I feel like it'd be a bit of a shit show.
That's why I want to do it. We could do that for our Valentine's Day podcast, or maybe New Year's. Who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah,
Okay,
that's the big question, right? Because this is going to be in my opinion, this is probably going to be VR's first killer app. Okay.
Matt, what's your question?
No, let Reed finish.
Okay.
Yeah, it absolutely could be their killer app. It looks to have all the polish, at least from the trailer. And obviously it's a trailer, so it could be entirely scripted, but it looks from the trailer to have all of the hallmarks of, you know, what you expect from a Half-Life game.
I still stand to this day. I swear to God, if they make a VR Star Wars X-Wing game, I will buy anything necessary to play it.
Matt, what's your question?
Okay, so any idea of like the length of this new this new game, Alex? Like how much gameplay there is going to be? I mean, obviously there could be replayability stuff, but like as far as like, are we looking at maybe a 30-hour game? Because so far VR games aren't very long.
Yeah, no idea as of right now. That's, I mean,
unless you're playing like Skyrim or Fallout or something like that.
yeah.
Right.
There's really no way to tell right now, just because I mean all we have right now is a reveal trailer. Like we have a taste of what the gameplay is going to look like.
I mean,
Any
we
guesses?
have like I have a little bit of a guess. Like, how long was the Half-Life 2 campaign?
Half-Life 2 campaign was solid, I'd say like 10, 15 hours.
Here, I'll look it up. Time to.
I don't know. It's been a hot minute since I played Half-Life 2. Although that was one of my assignments for class, was to replay Half-Life 2.
How long to beat? Main story is 13 hours. Main story plus extras is 15 and a half. Completionist is like just short of 20.
Yeah.
That
sounds right.
I would say 12 hours is probably a really good guess.
What do you think they're going to charge
They
for
showed a
it?
lot of. I'm gonna guess $60.
Do you think it's worth it for 12 hours of gameplay?
Yes.
For Half-Life gameplay, yeah, absolutely. Because there's the thing. If it is like Half-Life, if it is like a carbon copy of what Half-Life was, you're not just going to be getting the story. You're going to be getting the entirety of the community mods as well. And that could spiral into its whole thing. That's the whole thing. Valve has made like almost all of their major titles are like legitimized mods. Team Fortress, Team Fortress 2 is a legitimized mod. Counter-Strike is a legitimized mod.
Gary's mod.
That's how they.
Dota 2 is technically a legitimized mod, but it wasn't a mod of their game.
Yes. So when you're buying this game, you're not just buying Half-Life. You're not just buying, a 10 to 15 hour story. If this follows the trend of Half-Life 2, you're buying Half-Life and then whatever the community can come up with.
I think well, also just like this is going to be one of the first like premium VR experiences. I don't think we've ever, I mean, other than like converted games like Fallout 4.
I don't know. eSpire is actually supposed to be like fantastic.
What is
eSpire VR Agent 1? It's like kind of a stealth like sci-fi VR game that's just came out this week, and it's supposed to be really excellent.
Oh. Please, 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 please let this be the dawn of a new. Oh, it does look really good. What the fuck? Oh, I'll have to look into that. Please, please, please let this be the dawn of the rebirth of VR games, because VR is so much fun. It is so cool. I cannot express to anybody. To those in the chat who may have never had experience with a VR headset, the thing I love about it is that unlike a 3D TV or anything like that, having a VR headset gives you a sense of scope and scale that you just won't get from anything else. And you look at a massive structure off in the distance in like The Witcher or anything like that, it looks pretty cool, but to actually stand next to it and then you have to like crane your head up, and like that if you wanted to walk around it, it would take like a while to walk around. I mean, that's like gives a sense of scope and scale that you just never get, especially if you're like looking over an edge, right? And you're like your stomach drops down into your feet as you like get vertigo. That's some shit that you just never get in video games, except for in VR. Super fucking cool. So good, I broke one of my monitors.
He speaks the truth. I mean, it really like it's real enough to scare me. Like certain things actually scared me. So,
and that's not even in like a
extremely
horror
immersive
game. You got scared
like
from,
standing on the
normal...
edge of a cliff.
Which you had. I remember before you said you weren't a big fan of heights, correct?
No, and it wasn't like a thought process. It was a physical reaction. Like it like it made my body like freeze up, and my stomach would get like sick. But after like some stuff in VR, like I couldn't do certain stuff in VR because it scared me too badly. But certain things happen, and I was in a hot air balloon, and I was trying to get it to move, and I hit the lever to try and make it move, but it turned out it was a hot air balloon bungee jump, and I'm like 300 yards above the tallest skyscraper in the city, and the floor of the basket drops out, and I fall, and I wasn't expecting it, so I dropped to the floor in my house. But you know what? It broke the ice, because up to that point, I had been terrified to do anything involving heights in VR. And the hot air balloon was like I was trying it out. It felt safe, and it was a trick.
Yeah,
because I thought the hot air balloon was safe, but it wasn't. It was that's the irony. But that did it for me. And after that, I was more willing to do more things with heights. And now it may have helped my problem with heights in real life.
Well, that's super cool, man.
Yeah.
See, there you go, people. If you're afraid of cats, play with cats in VR. If you're afraid of spiders, play the first 15 minutes of Skyrim.
For Bulldog 1992, hey guys, hey, what's going on, Bulldogs?
What's up, Bulldogs?
Hey.
All right, next topic, or should we move on into something?
One more thing for the VR stuff, since we were talking about like good games, maybe starting to finally come out for VR, like long length good games. Asgard's Wrath that came out in October. It's an RPG, kind of fantasy, swords, arrows, magic, stuff like that. It's got a 9.4 on IGN and an 88% positive rating on Metacritic, and it has 24 hours of gameplay for the main quest.
What's this game?
Asgard's Wrath.
Oh yeah,
Asgard's
I remember
Wrath.
you showed me that. I think we played a clip of it on the podcast a few weeks ago.
Yeah. So that one seems to be holding up, which is nice to see.
Yeah, that's really cool. Check that one out. Also, like we were saying before, be sure to check out Half-Life Alyx. Looks really cool, especially if you're into the VR scene.
And when does that come out?
That one, let me go back to the trailer. I believe it said March 2020. Yes, March 2020.
Then it's going to be a hit. They're going to sell a ton of that.
Oh, it's coming out that far away. Oh man,
yeah,
I want it now.
It's going to be a while.
That's good. That's good, because that'll actually give me time to save up some money and buy the proper equipment.
Yeah, maybe like tax refund money or something.
Dude, I'm gonna do my taxes right the fuck away.
Oh man,
I'm starting right now.
Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to some of our other stuff. This one here, we don't have much in the way to talk about this, but I just love it. I love it so much. There's a new update to the PC version of WWE 2K20. And if you are to install this update, it will corrupt your save file and make you start from scratch. Because nobody gives a shit about WWE 2K20, not even the people who make WWE 2K20. I actually, you know what? Hold on.
Can you get some background glitches?
Yeah, I'm pulling that same compilation up because I love it. Just top 10 wrestling. That was the one.
I still don't know how that game made it onto the shelf. Like, there is no QA for that game.
Very careful and very precise negligence.
Does it put images on the screen? Send it out.
Alice
That's
Clear.
the new dance craze, man.
Alice Clear, Ben Joy 78 RUC. What's up? How are you doing? I watched your NIG podcast Twitch channel. Yes, hi.
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
You're here watching the NIG podcast right now.
Right now.
And you're about to see some really bad video game
discussion
footage here.
Oh my god, he's vibrant. I don't.
Oh, you know what that looks like, right?
I know exactly what it looks like. We're gonna get
TOS.
TOS.
All right.
But they're not like halfway through the mat right now, at least. Like they were last time we saw us. Like,
oh, yeah,
they were clipping all over the place.
Objectively better than the list. Oh, they're clapping. I love it. Alice Clear, BedJoy 78 RUC. Good quality. This is so accurate. Valve still makes games. Stadia flops on launch. More. Not important yet. I'm about to do animated BRB intro and offline screen for your stream.
Not sure if bot, but might be.
I think this very well might be.
You know what? We're I just want you to let you know that we here at the NIG podcast do not discriminate against anybody, whether human, alien, or robot. So just thanks, Mr. Askelberg.
Find the
I
reference.
I think
on
they're
my
totally. I
Twitch
think they're
account.
totally like. Yeah, I think they're totally plugging their channel.
Talk show and podcasts is legendary. This is absolutely a bot.
If it's not, this is some legendary grade A plus trolling.
I love
yeah.
this.
Yeah,
I like.
this is
I love
awesome.
it. The music goes perfectly with the with us having a bot show up in the podcast too.
I had the music turned off for TOS purposes, but yes, I agree.
Oh my god.
Speaking
And the
of
bot's
actual
gone. They left.
Speaking of actual shit show, Stadia launched this week.
Yes. Are we just gonna talk about that now? We can do that.
I just figured, while we're on the topic of shit shows, like ours.
Oh my god.
Sad.
No,
That's okay.
He's right.
No.
Anyway, let's talk.
There
about...
is one bright spot about our show, and that's Matt's dope hat.
Matt's not wearing a hat. Are
That's
you?
It's so.
Are
That's
you
why
a
it's
bot?
so.
I'm
That's
not.
why it's so
I'm
dope.
naked.
It's
I
invisible.
think I think Reed might be
I'm
a bot,
naked.
guys.
He has an invisible hat.
I'm naked. How did
Reed,
this happen?
what do you think about talk shows and podcasts?
I find the talk shows and podcasts is legendary.
All right, Reed, and we don't all have like a hair and makeup person, okay? Just because your hair looks fabulous, all right?
All right, yeah.
I didn't even.
Let's talk about Stadia though. Let's have a look. Let's have a look and see what's going on in the world of Google. And oh no, it's on fire! It's all on fire!
It's not that bad. Just a little bit. Just a lot.
It's kind of bad.
Okay,
so we'll start off like to get you guys.
What is Stadia? For those that don't know,
to wet your whistle, to get you on the same page with us, to drag you down in the mud with us because we're a bunch of disgusting boys. Stadia is Google's new streaming service. Basically, they're allowing you to
like Disney's streaming service or Netflix.
Like imagine Netflix, but for games. But you also have to pay for the individual games.
So I pay for the game, I download it to my computer, and I can play it.
No,
Wait,
play
what?
it.
I thought you pay for the streaming service and then you just get access to the games.
No, you pay for the streaming service, and then you pay for the games.
Yep.
What?
Yeah,
Some games come with it.
Some do they? I don't. I'm not sure about that.
I think, or at least if you get their pro service, I'm not sure.
But
Yeah, pro. Right?
last
Shows
week,
how well researched we are.
last week we talked about how the library for Stadia was pretty abysmal with what I want to say was 11 games total, and a quarter of them being Tomb Raider games, and over half of them being old games.
Mm-hmm.
It was 12. It was 12 games because three of them were Tomb Raider games. But we do have some good news because according to The Verge, Google Stadia nearly doubles launch lineup to 22 games on the eve of debut. This is from author Sean Hollister.
Okay, so those sounds like they did hear the bad negative feedback from last week.
Yes.
They watched our show. They said, "Man, if the NIG podcast guys are talking about this, then we really got to fix our shit. Because man, if
they scrape the bottom of the barrel,
they scrape the bottom of the barrel. If we're coming in underneath their standards, oh, we're fucked."
Yeah. So we got this tweet here from Phil Harrison. Yes, we were perhaps a little conservative in our forecast last week, and most importantly, our partners did an awesome job of getting the last few kinks ironed out and through testing. So with this new information, we have the new list of games. We'll start off with the ones that we read last week, which are Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Destiny 2, the collection, Guild, Just Dance 2020, Kine, Mortal Kombat 11, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Red Dead Redemption 2, Samurai Showdown, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Thumper, and Tomb Raider 13. With those games, we now have another 10. Yeah, another 10 games being added. With Attack on Titan, Final Battle 2, Farming Simulator 2019, Final Fantasy 15, Football Manager 2020, Grid 2019, Metro...
Oh, so these are all the ones they were going to add later, but just happened to add on time,
yes.
Right?
Metro Exodus, NBA 2K20, Rage 2, Trials Rising, and Wolfenstein Youngblood. And according to the article, in addition, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint, a title that was previously slated for 2020, will now arrive by the end of 2019 instead. And Doom Eternal, Watch Dogs Legion, Gods and Monsters, and Cyberpunk 2077 are now all officially confirmed for Stadia release in 2020. So that's a little bit of good news.
I'm on the Google store right now looking at Stadia.
Yeah. But we had the launch this week. Stadia officially launched. And as of when was this article written? As of the 21st, so a couple days ago, Google Stadia mobile app had been downloaded 175,000 times. This is from PocketGamer.biz author Matthew Ford. The important stuff to note here is the number provided by analytics firm Sensor Tower confirmed that U.S. residents made up nearly 42% of the new game streaming service, equaling to 73,000 downloads. During this time, 159,000 installs, or 90.7%, originated on Android, while the remaining 16,300, or 9.3%, was picked up on iOS. It's 82nd position most downloaded entertainment app on Google Play, while the app placed 1,169th spot on iOS. The other thing to note is that the only mobile devices that support Stadia are the Google Pixel 3, Google Pixel 3 XL, Google Pixel 3a, and Google Pixel 3a XL. So yeah, what do you guys think about like the download numbers? This are you impressed by this?
I do want to say there is one thing to look at too. I mean, there have been the reviews that have come out, right? So that's the first place you're going to look at is what is everyone saying who's actually had their hands on it. The group over at Inside Gaming, the YouTube channel, they did a little bit of detective work, and they did basically what Metacritic does when they compile like aggregate scores. Since they didn't have like an aggregate score for this. They just kind of added up all the positive reviews, all the mixed reviews, and all the negative reviews. And it turns out they had 6 positive reviews, 22 mixed, and 11 negative reviews. Which is kind of a nice sort of like bell curve. There are kind of some high points about Stadia that I've heard, but obviously a lot of it is very dependent on kind of what your experiences are and what your internet capabilities are. All in all, I think it's not surprising for a major service to kind of launch in this sort of state. But as much as they built it up during their conference way back when, I wish they would have done more of a soft launch. And maybe something like that, because I understand the service is going to improve as time goes on, but a lot of people are looking to it right now. And these are the moments when they're really going to be deciding whether or not they're going to be getting it. And right now, it's not looking very good.
I agree.
Yep, I think it is. I think it's fair to say that it's not exactly fair. So I've made a whole like think about this system is doomed to fail, blah blah blah, and I stand by what I said is what I've said to a degree. I was of course being hyperbolic as I normally am. It's not fair to judge the long-term success of a console based off of one rocky launch, especially an unproven console, because that's ultimately what this is. It's an unproven console. It's not. It's not like a PlayStation or an Xbox or a Nintendo. This isn't a household name. Those are proven consoles. You can know for a fact that if you buy a PlayStation's gonna work and it's gonna do what you need it to do because there's the reputation of PlayStation being behind it. But you just simply don't have this with Stadia, so it's understandable that it's not going to sell well to start out with. That being said, I still stand by the fact that I believe that Stadia is going to go the way of the Ouya.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think that this is going to become one of those things that it shows up. It's kind of an interesting curiosity, but ultimately it just kind of fades into obscurity.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Matt, what are your thoughts?
Well, right now, I'm not sure. Like they got some work to do because I've just been searching through Google while you've been talking, and I've been looking on Stadia's website, and they don't list. So basically, they offer two services. They offer the free service, and well, you still have to buy the equipment, right? You buy the equipment; it's $129. It looks like for the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You get it, and the free option is not available yet. It's coming next year. It's called Stadia Base. And basically, you have the equipment, and then you can purchase whatever game you want, and then you can play that game. There's no access to the free games that they have with Stadia. Now, if you subscribe for $9.99 a month for Stadia Pro, that includes also the free program. It does 1080p only, up to 1080p only, and that's it. Stereo sound, stuff like that. So with Stadia Pro, $9.99 a month, up to 4K resolution for TVs that can support it, including tablets, PCs, and phones. Frame rate 60 FPS, but you get 5.1 surround sound, which is different than only getting stereo. But you can also buy games like before, but you get access with Stadia Pro. You get access to their free game collection, which does include like the entire collection of Destiny 2. And the problem that I'm seeing here, so that sounds really good, right? But the problem is, I've looked through Google for the last 10 minutes while you guys have been talking about this, and I
Mm-hmm.
cannot find a list anywhere represented by Google that says here's the games we offer with Stadia Pro that are free to
Wow.
play. I can't even
Mm.
find they have a list of games on the website on the Stadia website, and it shows all the games they offer: Baldur's Gate, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Borderlands 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Doom Eternal, Darksiders, Destiny 2. So it lists all these games, right? But it doesn't say if they're free to play with Stadia Pro or you have to buy them. I'm assuming if they're really old games, they're probably free to play with the Stadia Pro subscription for $9 a month.
Mhm.
But
Mm-hmm.
they don't actually. It doesn't say. So that's bad marketing to me. Like, I'm not buying this product. I'm not going to order the equipment. So it says once you get into the app on your equipment, you get your Stadia, you hook it up. Once you get into the store on your device, it tells you what's free to play and what isn't if you have
Mm-hmm.
Stadia Pro. But that doesn't say it anywhere else. And I think that's a problem. At least it's a problem for me. I'm not going to purchase it without knowing what I'm going to have access to.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. And I agree that is a good amount of like poor marketing. The fact that you have no easy way to tell what is free with the advanced version of Stadia. Yeah,
Maybe I'll eat my words here in a
that's
second. I'm about to click on one of the games.
not super great.
Nope, you can't even click on the games. They're
Okay.
just images with text underneath them. You can't even like click on
That's
the game to
kind of
like
what I
see anything
figured.
about it.
But let's go ahead and look at what people are saying about this.
Mm-hmm.
So we can get it, because there's been quite a few people who are saying quite a bit about this. We'll start off with Jason Schreier here, as always, news editor of Kotaku, one of the bastions of integrity in video game journalism, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And Jason Schreier has to say, Google Stadia is out today, and it already looks like a monumental flop. I heard from one person involved that pre-orders were below expectations. Question is, will they eventually stop trying to sell games and switch to an all-you-can-eat subscription model, or just let it die? I don't think Google is going to give up on Stadia that quickly. They're building multiple game studios as we speak, but it was always asinine to think they could sell games at full price on this thing. Need to pivot, even if it means losing some of the biggest AAA games.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. So that's what Jason Schreier had to say about this. We also have a take here from Gene Park, the Washington reporter. Google Stadia was unplayable at times. That won't be acceptable for any gamer, but it's hard to review Stadia since it's an ongoing service. It's like reviewing YouTube on its first day. But if we were to talk about what it is now, it's not good, and that's from a larger review. That's an excerpt that he's taken out of his review for Stadia for the Washington Post. We also have some information on some of the from Forbes on some of the actual like specifics of what the problems are with the system. We'll start off here with this article, Google Stadia launch review, a technical and conceptual disaster, from author Paul Tassi.
Yeah.
So what he has to say here. I'm genuinely amazed at how shockingly bad Stadia has performed at my home over the course of many sessions. For context, I mostly played Stadia on the review unit Chromecast Ultra on my TV, with a few trials on my desktop PC browser connected through wireless. My internet is solid, probably better than most people's, with wireless speed ranges between 200 to 350 megabits per second, depending on how the wind blows. Google's own Stadia speed check tool seemed to think I am well over the requirement to effectively stream 4K games. And he includes an image here of Stadia, more or less saying as much. Well, let me tell you.
What does it say his latency is? 27?
Let me zoom in here.
Okay.
22 milliseconds of latency.
That's not terrible.
No, it's not bad at all. That's real good. That's a real good service. But that's just with the check. That's just when he runs a check, like, hey, am I going to be good running the system? And
he's not in the middle of combat.
Stadia saying yes, your internet should be good enough to run this well. Well, let me tell you, something went terribly wrong here. Across all test styles I played, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Mortal Kombat 11, Destiny 2, Guilt, and Red Dead Redemption 2, I would get periodic stuttering issues with massive resolution and frame drops. Not all the time, but enough to be noticed frequently and disrupt gameplay, which is what everyone feared may happen with this kind of tech. The intensity of the game doesn't matter. It could be the graphically rich Red Dead or the cartoony Guilt. Single player or multiplayer didn't matter. I could be playing solo as Lara Croft or playing Destiny 2 Gambit in a pre-arranged match. The issues were the same. You could have 80% of a session be going fine, but then the last 20% would suddenly lurch you into dropping stuttering territory. And in most games, all it takes is one hiccup to make you pay dearly. Fill off Legends of Tomb Raider because of lag. I mean, I think you guys get the idea. There's a lot of latency problems. There's a lot of graphical fidelity drops.
Did he try it on any other thing other than the Chromecast?
He said he tried it both on his Chromecast and on his desktop PC browser.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Here he says, here's a Mortal Kombat Stadia cutscene recorded on my TV, so you can see the stuttering and sync issues I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and have a look at this.
Okay. There was...
I don't know why it's not letting me zoom in on it, but we'll... Oh, yeah, that's bad.
Well... Yeah. My technology gut says that this is like an issue with the internet, right? Like, you can... So sometimes internet providers, when they detect that tests are being run on speeds, either by sending like alternating packets of like 1010 or just like solid ones, they artificially enhance the speeds. And so maybe that he was dealing with some rough internet during the time of the gameplay, but I'm not sure. I'm also going to guess, because there were a couple other reports of people on there that tried it in different situations where they actually did have a good experience with it. There's one review on Mashable where he tried it from 3 different places.
Hello, Reed? I think we lost him. But I've got the article here that he's referring to. Mashable. Google Stadia is just for early adopters now, but it has so much promise. It's from Adam Rosenberg. Hey Google, here's a free marketing advice. Stadia is an early access product. The fact that I'm dispensing this advice or review is proof that mistakes have already been made. The streaming service that Google has been pitching since March, think Netflix, but for games, is meant to go toe-to-toe with PlayStation and Xbox of the world, but the eve is November 19th launch is simply not ready. And let me find the spot here that he's specifically talking about. I live in a place where gigabit cable internet is available in my home with no data caps. The local Starbucks offers a Wi-Fi download speed of roughly 35 megabits per second. Even a nearby ShopRite gets up to around 12 or 13 megabits per second on its public Wi-Fi. Do we still not have Read? We do not. That's unfortunate.
However, I did find out what games are. So if you do get Stadia Pro, I did find out what games you get free with it.
Okay.
You get one, Destiny 2, the collection. And that's it.
And already free. That's a free-to-play game already, though.
Which is, hilarious.
Oh my god.
So, but that's the only one that you'll be able to play free if you get Stadia Pro.
I'm going to
as of right now.
Reed's image off the screen for now, until he comes back. I think nope. It's this one. Okay. So let's look here. So I tried chatting in all these places and had no issues whatsoever. Playing Destiny 2 on a Chromecast Ultra connected to my home. Wi-Fi isn't so impressive when a PS4 and Xbox One are sitting right next to the TV. But playing it while I'm sipping tea at Starbucks or sitting on an idling in a car outside the grocery store, it worked flawlessly in both of those situations. Every other public Wi-Fi instance I could find, none of which is worth noting, had speeds below Google's recommended minimum of 10 megabits per second. I'm not saying people need or want to play Destiny 2 or any other TV-friendly game on the go, but that's part of Stadia's pitch. Take your gaming with you.
10 megabits a second is pretty low. So I know people that live out in the middle of nowhere that have like DSL internet still, and they get like between 100 to 200, I think. 100 and 200 megabits.
I'm sorry, I totally forgot that. Oh man, Reed dropped. So now your face is huge on the podcast.
Oh, let me see before you change it. I want to see. Oh my god. Look at this face.
Huge face from Boom Shakalaka 8989. Huge face.
Look into my eyes.
Ooh, oh no. Matt.
Look as I flare my
you
nostrils.
You look like Zordon. You look like fucking Zordon from Power Rangers. Oh my god.
You look like Zordon from Power Rangers.
Got him. I don't know where Reed is. Let me here
he's back.
Yeah, he's back. He's back online.
Guess who's back?
Hey, I'm calling in from my phone.
Hey.
My internet went out, so
Oh.
That's not good. Hold on.
Hey, what are you gonna do?
To Boom Shakalaka in the chat, don't worry about the hat, dude. Okay.
Hold on just a second. I need to. There we go. We're gonna.
I'm glad I opened up all those tabs.
Here,
A little
are
bigger
you happy
here.
now? Are you happy?
And
happy?
there we go.
This is where we need to have one of those technical difficulties thing.
Yeah, I have one, but this is a quick fix, so I just threw it up there. Yeah, so we had a look at, and yes, you are right, Reed. It looks like this particular reviewer did have a pretty good experience with the system itself in a variety of locations. Looking,
So it is maybe a bit of a glimpse of like what it could be at its best.
Yep. Absolutely. But let's go ahead and look at a couple other things here, because we have from Twitter user Nidomata. Oh my lord, Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC looks so bad on Stadia that it's absolutely no contest compared to the Xbox One X. It only uses 44% of the pixel count. Apparently Stadia is 80% faster than Xbox One X, yet it only runs at 1440p and 30 FPS. So yeah, he's got these kind of comparison screenshots of Stadia compared to Xbox One X.
You're gonna have to tell me how bad they look because I can't
It's
see
a pretty bad comparison. Not super impressive, not gonna lie. Oh man, his beard. Yeah. So,
I wonder, can I do this? Oh, hey.
Oh, hey. Cool.
I don't know how this will work, but can I go sideways, or is that?
No, it just makes you sideways. Oh no, it actually works with your green screen
Okay.
too.
Yeah, your green screen's working, dude. That's cool.
He froze up a little bit though. But
That's
yeah.
okay. Can it, now does it? Hey, now it should rotate.
Last major complaint
Just off the top.
that we have is from a Reddit user. Armadeon7479 posted as of 3 days ago. I was in the middle of a fight on Destiny 2 and suddenly my Chromecast died and lost connectivity to the network. I went to unplug it from the power and it was extremely hot. Has anyone else experienced overheating with the new Chromecast Ultras that come out with the Founders Edition? I hadn't seen other posts about that. And we actually had a response. It looks like he got a response from Grace from Google, community manager. He says, thanks for bringing this to our attention. We know that any sort of heat on a device can be worrisome, but we can confirm there is no thermal overheating issue with Chromecast Ultra. During normal usage, like watching cat videos on YouTube, the surface of the device may get warm to the touch, but this is working as designed. The team has done extensive testing on the hardware, services, and games. This includes tests of long Stadia play, and video sessions have not seen thermal shutdown problems. If you want to chat with us about your Chromecast, you can get in touch with our team. So, what that reads to me is, user says, hey, my Chromecast overheated, and Google went, no, it didn't.
It didn't. No way.
No way.
Lies.
You're really quiet, Reed. I'm gonna turn you up.
Oh, is that the mic on?
I don't hear him
We
at all
can't
now.
hear. Yeah, we can't hear him at all now. Yeah. Oh, there we go. I can hear you now.
Sorry, I'm trying to fix.
Oh my god. Hey guys, welcome back to the Technical Difficulties Podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy, and with me are my co-hosts Glitch and Matt.
You gotta hold the microphone close to your face, Reed.
He's good. He's fine.
Is this the microphone? Hello?
Hello.
It's better when you hold it right into your
Yes,
mustache.
Don't need to see my notes.
No, but is this the mic?
All right.
Actually, I have no idea.
I think you guys get
It's pretty quiet.
I think you guys get the point, though. I think you guys get the idea. Google Stadia is having a rough launch. It's not super great. It has a chance to improve, and honestly, like that one article stated, I think this would have done much better if they come out and said this is an early access program. There's going to be bugs. We're going to work them out over time. And I think,
Yeah, do a soft launch.
yeah, they would have had a much better reception. But this is where we're at, and unfortunately, they've made their bed. Now they have to lie in it. Let's move on to a different story here. Then, let's talk about something good, something I like. Resident Evil 3, the remake, is in development, at least according to Eurogamer.net.
An absolute surprise.
I think
Right?
I think you were you cut off there. I'm assuming you meant you said absolute surprise of no one. And yeah, no, trust me, I'm not fucking shocked. This is even a thing that they'd mentioned as Resident Evil 2 came out. Was they were like, hey guys, if you like this, the reason we made it is because you guys asked for it. If you want to remake other Resident Evil games, let us know. We think it'd be pretty cool to do Resident Evil 3. And here we are. So from author Tom Phillips, Capcom will follow a successful Resident Evil 2 remake with a new version of Resident Evil 3, a report today suggests. This comes from YouTuber Spawnweave, who said it was on track for a 2020 launch. Eurogamer has heard of the project also. Sources close to its development suggest it has been in development for some time, although the franchise's upcoming multiplayer portion, Project Resistance, is currently being given the spotlight. Development on the game has been hinted at more or less by Capcom itself. In the past, the developer suggested more remakes of its classic back catalog would follow if Resident Evil 2 sold well, and considering the positive fan response to the brilliantly creepy Resident Evil 2 redo, the fact that Resi 3 is in development should be of little surprise. It's terrifying Mr. X was standout, and the modding scene went to town putting him in a thong and turning him into Thomas the Tank Engine. While we wait, this impressive Resident Evil 3 HD retexture pack gives us a glimpse at what it all might look like. Capcom declined to comment when it was contacted by Eurogamer.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I kind of want to see what this Resident Evil 3 HD looks like. God, Resident Evil 3 was so good. Yeah, let's...
Which Resident Evil did you like?
What? What's that?
Which Resident Evil did you like more, the second one or the third?
Second one or the third
you gotta
one?
hold the mic close to your face.
I actually liked... Okay, so I liked the second one and the third one for different... Oh my god, he's... Now he looks like Zordon.
That's okay. Be better to hear him.
Yeah. I liked Resident Evil 2 for the like kind of the atmosphere. I felt the atmosphere was better. But Resident Evil 3, the gameplay systems themselves were so much more interesting in my opinion. To answer your question. I don't think you heard any of that, but
I heard it.
You heard it. And that's all that really matters. God, this is really cool, actually. One of the things I'm actually really excited for, I want to see how they handle Resident Evil. I want to see how they handle the Nemesis, because that's kind of the whole selling point for Resident Evil 3, right? Was it, you spend the whole time being chased by a tyrant, and the oh, he's not in his chair anymore. That was weird.
I'm listening though.
I know. I just I got confused. I was trying to figure out what the fuck was on his screen. But yeah, he the tyrant in Resident Evil 2, the Nemesis, is like so much more mobile and so much more agile than Mr. X was in the classics. So I'm curious to see what new systems they're going to have for him, because he was downright terrifying to deal with in 3. I don't know, did you ever play Resident Evil 3?
I think I did. I mean, it's been a minute. When did that come out?
I actually have no idea. A really long time ago.
I think I played like 1, 2, and 3, and that was it.
An ancient... Oh man, you missed out on 4 then.
Yeah, 99. Yeah, that was definitely the last one I played.
You should go on Steam and buy Resident Evil 4 then.
Why?
Because it's really good.
Yo.
But yeah, the Nemesis was really cool, and I remember all the fights being really awesome, and I liked, you had to like make split second decisions in order to. Well, I guess the game kind of like froze, and let you make a decision, and if you made the right one, it would temporarily like kill the Nemesis, so you didn't have to deal with them for a while. I want to see how that's implemented in the remake, because maybe it's going to be in real time. You have to, think on your feet, and like you notice, oh, there's propane tanks next to him. If I shoot those, I can take him out for a little bit. Or oh, he's going to walk under this vat of acid. I can lead him underneath it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see if they do it different. I'm sure I don't know. Maybe if they mess with it, people won't like it, though.
Well, okay, so to be fair, they changed quite a bit of Resident Evil 2. But it was all for the better.
They changed boss fights?
They were all changes.
Yeah, they're all changed for the better. Yeah, they changed boss fights. They changed the way they were handled. It was still the same concept. It was still like you're going to fight the G virus like 4 times. And they kept the same general story beats. But they handled it. Oh my god, those guys are so creepy. I forgot about them. Oh god, they suck blood.
So basically anything that looks like a spider you don't like.
It's, yeah. They're not, those things aren't so bad. I still hate the spiders in Resident Evil so much more than I hate the ticks.
You know, I'm convinced that if I'm ever in some sort of like horror scenario like this, that the way to survive, like I have a better chance of surviving, I guess. I'm convinced I have a better chance of surviving if I wear a low-cut top and a skirt.
Well, the reason she's wearing that isn't because she was like, yeah, it wasn't like, oh, I'm going out to like kill some zombies wearing a low cut top and a skirt. It was she was out on the town when the zombie apocalypse happened.
So don't wear a low-cut top and a skirt, and the zombie apocalypse won't happen.
Exactly.
But if you wear one, it's bound to happen.
Yep, it's guaranteed. I have spoken.
I have.
But yeah, I'm really excited for this. I loved the Resident Evil 2 remake, and I love Resident Evil 3. This I think is going to be really cool. Moving right along. This one's really interesting to me. I haven't had a look at this yet. Lonely...
My head's giant again.
Your head is giant again.
I see everything.
It's still funny.
As I look out onto the world that is mine, I see all of my little peoples below me.
From Boom Shakalaka 8989. Yay, Big Face is back.
That's right. I am the floating head. You may call me Zordon.
Hold on. I'm gonna make a text.
He's back.
He's back.
Wow, that's loud. Holy
wow,
shit.
you are loud.
Hey, I can hear your voice again.
Yeah, it's because it's my mic that exists.
Yay.
Oh my god. Oh, hello team.
Here we go.
It's been that kind of week, Reed.
Dude, fucking tell me about it.
Hashtag Big
Whoever
Face.
that is, whoever that Boom Shakalaka is in the chat, you know what, buddy? I can't help that I've got this face, okay? It's big. I was born this way. All right? You see these hands? They're big too. I can't even like open the refrigerator without smacking myself, all right?
Yeah, guys, hashtag Big Face. Let's just get some hashtag Big Face in the chat. While we talk about our next thing here, loneliness is fatal. Video games can keep men alive. This is from menshealth.com. Author Sean O'Neill. So let's have a look at what Mr. Sean O'Neill has to say.
Pseudoscience.
You think it's pseudoscience?
I don't know.
Well, let's have a look. Oh, hey, Reed's back. There we go. Yeah. Oh, I don't want to look at this image. Men are lonely, or so we've heard. Not from our friends that would require actual sharing our feelings, which we're not great at, but from an endless cascade of think pieces and scientific studies sounding the alarm on the growing crisis of male loneliness. Reluctant to engage with other men on anything that could make us seem vulnerable or too needy, we've been forcing the women in our lives to shovel our shit, becoming emotional. I don't like the language in this article, but let's go ahead.
Let's try to get to the nitty gritty.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you handle that because hashtag is fatal. Yeah, Reed, go ahead. You're the one who's more versed in this article, so why don't you tell me about this?
I'm really not. I'm just guessing.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna jump down to the part where there's a big giant quote. It says, "If somebody is lonely and they find a way of communicating with people around video games, and that helps them, that's a good thing."
Okay. Yeah.
There's a lot of anger towards the beginning of the article.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of this guy speaking on behalf of like all men. Like, men don't ever talk about their feelings because men are bad and they don't talk about anything. It's like, dude, fuck off.
I mean, we don't.
What?
And men are.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Reed. I absolutely am open to talking about my feelings.
Those are massive generalizations.
That's
and universalisms.
Yeah, that's my problem.
Stereotypes.
Is this guy?
I love this quiz that's halfway down it. I kind of put this in as a little bit of a satire, but I was hoping it'd just be a puff piece, but now I think it's almost self-satirization. There's a quiz down below, or not a quiz, but a poll. It says most of my gaming takes place on a console or online. What?
Oh no! Is this? Are we getting poed? Is this a poe?
I don't know.
It's because whoever wrote this article doesn't know what the F they're talking
about.
Yeah,
I'm wondering if this guy just doesn't know what the fuck a video game is.
You know, I'm sure like he did this as a research piece, right? This person doesn't even play video games. They read books probably a lot more.
I just try to think,
or don't even like do video games at all. And so they like did some research. Oh, the statistics say that men that play video games are healthier. Okay, well now I'm gonna like do all this stuff. Okay, so consoles mean that they're not online. That's something they do in their home.
And if you're on a computer, then you are online, because computers are online. But consoles
are
definitely
also
not computers.
Online.
Yeah, consoles definitely aren't computers.
I clicked on online, so you see here, 38% of people play on a console. The other 62% play online.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Dr. Grease says, first response to anyone who says they spend all their time talking online would be to advise them to cut it down to 90%. These remaining 10% to seek out more ways to engage with the world face to face. Still, if somebody is lonely and they find a way to communicate with people around games, that helps them, and I think that's a good thing, he says. None of the guys I spoke to characterized themselves as lonely per se. Some of them admitted to turning to games as a means of coping with social anxiety. When Belvin, 23, was barely out of college, his father was diagnosed with terminal cancer. The ensuing years of losing him in slow motion was devastating, he tells me, and Belvin spent much of it as a recluse, unable to muster the enthusiasm to go out and meet new people. Okay, no, hold up, because that isn't men don't talk to people. That's people with social anxiety don't talk to people. That's two completely different
categories. But men who play video games are all the same, and they all have social anxiety.
Every single one.
Yes.
I am a bad example, but...
I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't have social anxiety at all.
Yeah.
However, this article, this is the problem with journalism.
We proved him right.
They're taking a topic and a subject that should be in a scientific journal with statistics and research and studies done, and they've written an article in a men's magazine about it using loose statistics and
generalizations
and like one story about a person whose parent had cancer, you know,
anecdotal,
it's just not science.
This is just
it's shit.
Yeah, no, it's I love in near the end, the second to the last summarization paragraph. Where he says, like, nevertheless, just like text chats have given way to Twitch video streams and esports bars, why is esports bars in quotes? Have sprung up around
hit him with scare quotes.
Esports, what the fuck is it? Why is that in quotes? It's an actual. It's both a bar.
Because your incel interests aren't real interests.
I mean, they're not real bars. That's true. I mean, they only serve soda and energy drinks, obviously. I don't know. I think here's the thing is, I think this article wanted to be fucking a puff piece and very talking about, like, you know what, it's okay to play video games online because you can make friends, but it ends up just pissing and being offensive.
Yeah,
to everybody involved.
This is actually genuinely offensive. Like, I fucking like this. This made me actually mad.
What is the last paragraph? That sounds silly to me.
This sounds silly to me. He said, people bond over all sorts of stuff. We bonded over fishing. Is that not real? All you're doing is drowning worms and drinking. Is that not a real friendship? In other words, your virtual friendship can be as real as you make it, and suffice to say, it sure beats the alternative.
Yeah, you could bond over all sorts of stuff.
That's
drowning worms, drowning people.
That's a reference.
This article was written
reference
by
to
a
this-
hermit.
That's a reference to this bit. When I suggest to him that some people might find his mostly online friendships to not be real, Brian openly scoffs. No, I don't think this is written by a hermit. I think this is written by somebody who views men like in generalizations.
Gamer men.
Yeah, gamer
Yes,
men
in stereotypes.
in generalizations, and then views himself as, oh well, I'm not like that because I write for fucking Men's Health.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, eat shit, dude. You don't fucking know me.
By the way, Men's Health, if you're watching this, stop sending me magazines, okay?
dude,
I didn't subscribe. I don't want them. They go in the trash. I don't even open them. So you're just wasting your money.
I like this here: Kevin Gates versus the internet. I'm not gonna watch it, but when I suggest to him that some people, yeah, that's the same thing that we just.
I don't know. Here's the thing: is I feel like this is like playing to the heart of what could be a very like valuable issue to talk about, right?
Oh no, yeah, absolutely.
But it's so afraid to like engage with what the real issues at play are that it just fucking it comes across as this like, no pun intended, but this limp dick fucking attempt to like pat people on the back and saying, no, you're fine, everyone's fine, you're great, playing games online is great. It's so condescending.
I'm
that it's
so
just like,
glad
okay,
I have the approval of Sean O'Neill, author for menshealth.com.
he's
Hey,
probably
great job,
a very
Sean. Do better research next time. And by the way, a console is a computer that's plugged into the internet. Just so you know.
All right, let's see what else. I'm curious now.
Oh no! I don't want to do this.
I'm rage following this guy now. Let's
no
have a look.
no
Sean
bullying.
O'Neill, what else do you have to talk about? Let's talk about that superhero sex scene.
I'm gonna laugh. He's like a Pulitzer Prize winner.
He's definitely not.
Everything you need to know about the
Judging
giant
by this
Watchmen
article.
squid. An investigation into Adrian Veidt's whereabouts on Watchmen. How Watchmen is all fucking Watchmen. All he writes was Watchmen. Is it respectful or offensive when another man calls you boss? What? Who gives a shit? The true story behind the case against Adnan Syed. I don't know who the fuck that is. Yeah, no, he writes shit pieces in Watchmen. This guy, fuck you, you're trash. I don't fucking.
Ooh.
No, I genuinely mean that. Fuck this guy. Like,
You've only read one of his articles, Jeremy.
Is it respectful or offensive when another man calls you boss? Dude, I literally do this like 20,000 times a day. So
Sure thing, boss.
yeah, don't worry about it, boss.
How
It's chummy
fucking
and
dare
inoffensive.
you? How fucking
They're
dare
being-
you call me Boss Reed? You piece of absolute shit. You fucking motherfucker. Don't you dare call me that. Don't you fucking dare.
You know, he wouldn't talk so tough if he wasn't wearing glasses.
It's time now. Glasses off. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be so rude to you. Are you okay?
I'm gonna call my boss on you.
No, don't say that word. I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it.
Boss.
You know what, Reed? You're about to get a letter from the NAACP.
God, I hate this guy. The height and tenor of this anxiety may be new, but the problem is not, and neither is the solution. According to a landmark UCLA study conducted in 1982, women's friendships tend to be based around emotional sharing and talking, while men connect through activities and doing things together. If you want to keep your friends and you don't want to die, the experts
What did
agree,
he just say?
the experts agree that you have to make
Based
actual
on a
plans.
study in 1982?
Woo! Well, that's only
Means-
40 years ago.
Means I dug until
Oh my
I
god.
dug until I found a study that confirmed my bias.
Basically.
Um.
And he quoted experts.
Also,
Not the actual people, but he just said experts. Okay, so you have to understand that this is not a piece of scientific literature. This is
yeah.
a journal article.
If you want,
I
if
just
you
want to
keep your friends-
apologize, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put this in your lives.
It's okay. It's actually
But
like
now that I have, can we
it's got
all
us
just
all
point
fired
in?
up.
Yeah.
yeah, that's where I bet. I just want to point and laugh at this guy. If you want to keep your friends and you don't want to die, the experts agree that you have to make actual plans and keep them. Grabbing beers, shooting hoops, tipping cows, whatever. Loose framework is necessary to force another man to hang out with you just long enough.
Tipping cows? What sort of podunk shit do you think I do?
Just long enough that some genuine bonding accidentally slips through the mark. Like, fuck you. No, actually, fuck you. Oh yeah, no, it's just incidental that you, while hanging out with your buddy, you bond a little bit. You know, eat shit. Like, actually, fuck this guy. This is so condescending. This is so fucking like genuinely offensive to me. This is like on the level of, you remember that like that commercial that really made you mad because it mocked like nerd stereotypes. Reed, it was like the fucking insurance commercials. Well, the guy with the stupid voice in my Game of Thrones name is blah blah blah. I can't remember the commercials. That's how I feel about this. This genuinely makes me mad. Like, I know it's a stupid thing. I know there's no like substance to it. It shouldn't get under my skin, but it does.
But he obviously has a very low opinion of men, right? I mean, I'm looking at what's on the screen right now.
Did you ever see
grabbing beer, shooting hoops, tipping cows, whatever loose framework is necessary. I mean, those are the examples he listed. I mean, I hate to break it to you, buddy, but people that are born with male body parts do more things than that.
Nope, that's all we do. That's
Jeremy. Did you ever see Critical's music video for 2019 Guy?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
I mean, look at this. He's describing Neil deGrasse Tyson, right? I mean, Neil deGrasse Tyson does all those things, right? He hasn't, he hangs out with people and does those things. He doesn't hang out with people and discuss science.
Yeah, that's all he does. That's all.
But I guess that generalization, wasn't meant for Neil deGrasse Tyson or any other like intelligent human being.
Yeah, it's just us poor fucking idiots, who all we do is play video games and go watch the Joker, I guess. No,
okay,
like,
so now that we've unequivocally shit on this guy's parade, if we were to write this article, right? Because I think like deep down, I think there's a part of this that I don't think he really touched on.
Are we writing it for Men's Journal, or are we writing it for a scientific
We're writing it for somebody with a brain. We're writing it for people with brain cells that can actually appreciate good writing.
Okay, so we'll go with like a scientific journal.
No, because journals suck, and then people have to pay to read them.
Not all of them.
Yeah, not all of them, but I get your point though. It's boring.
No,
it's boring. It's dry. I get your point.
Write it for an article. I'm saying we're writing it for people with brain cells that actually like to read things and enjoy stuff.
Yeah.
AKA generally anybody. I think that there are dangers, right, to just devoting so much of your time online, and then there's like, and this is just my gut feeling, right? This is my opinion. There's no scientific evidence to back this up, but I feel like some people, if they don't balance out their online lives with real life exposure, that can lead to an imbalance in social interaction. But people can kind of try to make up that gap, I believe, by making friends online, building a friend group, and then maybe using that as a springboard to meet people in real life or find other people in real life that also share their interests. And that can help bridge the gap for people that have social anxiety or difficulties connecting to other people.
I mean, what comes first, the cart before the horse? So like, do they have social problems in like out in like public, so where they like don't interact well with people face to face, but online they feel less tension and they're able to be more comfortable and they actually make friends better online? Or do they just spend so much time online that they become socially inept in public? Like, which one came first? And it can't be the same for everybody because everybody's different. So for some people that's going to fit, for some people it's not,
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't pigeonhole people into a tiny little category.
From Boom Shakalaka 8989, I like cow tipping. I do too.
Okay, God damn it.
We live in Kansas. It's inevitable.
Jeremy, you've never been cow tipping.
I've never been cow tipping my entire life.
Have you ever tried to tip a cow?
No.
Shit is not easy.
Is it not?
Have you ever tried to tip a cow?
And
I actually, I
big
do
animals
believe...
like that don't just stay on their feet forever their entire lives. They actually lay down.
Yeah, they tuck their legs underneath their big ass.
Isn't that like mean to the cow? Like if they fall over, they could get hurt, right?
Yeah, no, it is mean to the cow. I'm like 75% confident that cow tipping is a myth.
No, it's real.
Is it real?
Well, the myth I think is that they're sleeping standing up.
Yeah, they lay down, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, yes, they do lay down. But
To sleep. I mean, they lay down to sleep.
All right, let's talk about Charlie and the Unicorns. They laid down to go to sleep.
Boom shakalaka 8988. What is cow tipping not code for sex?
Oh my god.
Oh no!
Oh.
You know, it depends on where you're from, buddy.
Oh my god! All
In
right,
Alabama, it certainly is.
let's hit our last news topic, and then we'll cover the releases. And then we'll call it. We'll call this a show. We got about 50 minutes before we're done. So this is our last piece of news. Actually, kind of a smaller one. Age of Empires 4 won't have microtransactions or in-app purchases.
I've heard that one before.
Yeah, this is from PCGamesN.com. Author Ian Boudreau. I'm going to go with that, Boudreau. Age of Empires 4 won't have microtransactions or in-app purchases. Age of Empires 4 will be arriving with a new business model giving players the option to either outright purchase the game or play it as part of Microsoft's subscription-based Game Pass service. But one thing it won't have is microtransactions or in-app purchases. The idea of microtransactions in a real-time strategy game isn't a thing, said Age of Empires creative director Adam Isgreen at XO19 in London. DLC expansions, all of that is things we're going to be exploring for Age 4. In fact, Isgreen said Microsoft's new dedicated Age of Empires studio, World's Edge, is looking into expansion content for all Age of Empires games, which includes Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, which launched this past week. Moving on, our pro players even like, please don't add more civilizations, please do other things, he said. But we want to have those conversations with the community to figure out what we can add. He said, what are these things that they want to see in the game? Things like game modes. Isgreen said they'll be starting those conversations with fans as the team shifts its focus to Age of Empires 3, and that approach for Age of Empires 4 will be no different. While we definitely already have ideas in terms of where we want to go in past Age 4 in terms of expansion stuff, a lot of that is going to be driven by the community and the players where they want to see the game going, Isgreen explained.
Hopefully they're going to make it, multiplayer so you can play against your friends like the old Age of Empire games.
Yeah, we still don't know where Age of Empires 4 release date is going to be, but in the meantime, you can check out our Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition review. So I think that's good news. I actually am pretty interested in checking out Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. Actually, we really liked those old games. They were fun.
They seem to care about their games, They seem to have always cared about their games.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think part of it is like Age of Empires was back in an era where it was kind of like the Wild West of gaming, where people didn't know like they didn't know what was good and what was bad, but the people who were working on them always gave a shit. It was before kind of the corporate takeover of gaming.
All right. Do you want to talk about what games came out this week?
Yeah, we can go ahead and do that now.
You better.
Yeah, let's have a look at our reviews and releases. Starting off at the top here, we got a shit ton of stuff with Stadia. We got Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Destiny 2 Shadowkeep, Guilt, Just Dance 2020, Kine, Mortal Kombat 11, Red Dead Redemption 2, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Samurai Showdown, Shadow of the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition.
This is all Stadia shit, right?
Yeah, I'm just going through the Stadia real quick. Thumper Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. I think that's all the Stadia ones. Yes. Now going on to actual real consoles. Bubble 4 Friends came out of the Switch in the EU on the 19th. Football Manager 2020 came out on PC on the 19th. Here we go. Narcos Rise of the Cartels came out on PC and PS4 November 19th. Shenmue 3. Oh man, we should have talked about Shenmue 3 actually. I was kind of interested. It came out on PC and PS4 November 19th. WRC 8. I know I asked last week and I know we had the question answered, but I totally forgot what WRC even is. That came out on the Switch on November 19th. Children of Morta came out for the Switch on the 20th. Black Future 88 came out on PC and Switch on the 21st. Farmer's Dynasty for PS4 and Xbox came out November 21st. Lumberjacks Dynasty came out on the 21st.
That's a lie. I just checked Steam. It is not available yet.
Lumberjacks Dynasty is still not available. Okay. Whoever put this together is a liar, and you should feel bad, whoever you are.
I mean, the most anticipated game of 2019, Lumberjack Dynasty. How are you gonna miss?
Fuck, I'm actually a little excited for it. I'm not gonna lie. The more I look at it, the more I'm ready to like have a goat simulator experience with it.
Mm-hmm.
Narcos: Rise of the Cartel came out on the Switch on the 21st. Prison Architect Psych Ward Warden's Edition expansion came out on the PC on the 21st. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle 2.0 expansion pack came out on PC, PS4, and Switch on the 22nd. Civ 6 finally dropped on the PS4 and Xbox on the 22nd. Narcos: Rise of the Cartel came out on Xbox on the 22nd. And Sniper Ghost Warriors Contracts dropped for the PC, PS4, and Xbox as of the 22nd. Next week, we have a much smaller list of games coming out. Looks like the only games that are coming out are Monster Jam Steel Titans on the Switch, coming out on the 26th. Story of a Gladiator is releasing on PC and PS4, Xbox, and Switch on the 27th. And finally, Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, and 3 are coming out on Switch as of the 29th. Really? No 4? Okay. I mean, it's a dead franchise. It genuinely shocks me that people are still playing Five Nights at Freddy's, but...
I mean, it came, it saw, it conquered. I mean, I'm sure there'll be somebody who'd like, oh, I remember that, and they'll just pick it up on like a little side gig. But
I guess, yeah.
Really looks like nothing's going to be coming out anytime soon.
But Reed is very excited for Lumberjacks Dynasty, as am I a little bit. Like your hype has gotten a little infectious. I kind of
go find a lumber.
want to watch the.
I pick out the biggest of best trees.
Yeah, I want to watch the Gamescom trailer. I need to take the big face off the screen.
There's always going to be another tree, but there'll never be another lumberjack.
I'm just gonna turn this way the fuck off.
I live by a lake, surrounded by trees, and the best of nature has to offer. Because I make my living as a lumberjack. It's not an easy life. It's a fulfilling one.
You remember the guy that did the Transporter movies?
Heavy plant machinery to assist in my labor. Although sometimes my family has to help with the workload.
Oh my god,
my
it
mill
clips right
has
through.
the biggest saws to chop the trees to manageable lengths.
I think it's Jason
which have to be
Statham.
stacked,
Yeah, it's
unloaded
Jason
onto lorries, ready for sales. We only select the best timber, as this forest is a precious commodity.
Roach! he sounds so much like fucking Captain Price.
No, we only. So, although sometimes my family has to help. We feeding my. We throw my daughter. We throw my daughter into the wood chipper every morning as a sacrifice.
She just keeps coming back.
Then she crawls out, ready to help with the day's labor. I use the biggest of forks to eat my pancakes.
My favorite part, Poop Shakalaka 8989. I heard it's the Dark Souls of Lumberjack games.
Oh. This is truly what greatness is made of.
It's not funny, you guys, because he's right.
You're right. He is right. I don't know why I'm laughing.
It's gonna be the Dark Souls of Lumberjack games.
I wonder what the speed run of Lumberjack Dynasty is going to be like.
I'm so fucking ready for it. Dude, I'm going to set the world record, actually. Like this is the game I've talked about doing speedruns in the past. Like I tried
Mhm.
I tried to do a Dark Souls speedrun.
Mhm.
And I got fairly decent at it, but I definitely wasn't like competitive. No, this is the game. This is the game. I'm gonna set the world record. I'm gonna record it. I'm gonna set the world record. It's going straight up on the YouTube channel.
I'm you're gonna be the world record holder.
Be the world record holder.
I'm gonna be.
Dynasty.
I'm gonna go for the dead percent. See how fast I can kill myself.
Oh no.
Only the best lumberjacks can kill themselves with a tree.
My favorite part of the trailer is and always has been the I have the biggest saws. It's like, dude, like I get it, man. You got a bit of a fucking Rambo complex. But just like calm down.
He's got the biggest everything, Jeremy. He's got the biggest wife.
I got the biggest dick.
I use the biggest fork to eat my biggest pancakes before I cover them in a tub full of syrup. And I spend 3 days eating those pancakes. When I'm done, that's when you know I'm ready to cut some timber.
We got the biggest trees.
And just like this little tiny tree.
My God, look how big it is. I'm gonna need 2 for this one.
This is the thing. Is it a little tiny tree, or is he just the biggest man?
He's like, what's that myth? Not Paul Bunyan.
Well, it's Paul Bunyan.
It is Paul Bunyan.
It is.
What an unfortunate last name. Let's be honest.
I know he's named after a foot condition.
Yeah. I'd much rather be Paul Funyan, right? Because then it's like, who doesn't love Funyuns?
You'd be made of Funyuns, though.
No, he's just named after Funyuns.
Yeah, you'd be a giant, like, onion-flavored chip.
Yeah, but then you'd have fun in your last name, and that just means that you're having a good time.
Oh.
All right. So go out, follow Lumberjack Dynasty as soon as it comes out. We'll get some gameplay up for you guys.
Hashtag big face.
Hashtag big face.
Thank you guys so much for watching the Not Important Gaming Podcast with Jeremy Reed and Matt. You find us here every Saturday night at twitch.tv/NIG Podcast. That stands for Not Important Gaming, just to clarify. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/Not Important Gaming.
In case you missed the podcast, come check out the VOD. It'll be up in Monday.
Yes. You also find us at Gaming Important. That is our Twitter channel.
Twitter channel.
Our Twitter channel, yes. I'm sorry, I've been laughing too hard.
If you have any pressing Twitter-related memes and/or bullshit to bother me with, shoot that at that Twitter, and I will promptly ignore it.
Please, for love of
and/or block you.
Please,
or fire back. No, you don't want to start a war with me.
Oh, you gonna clap back?
I have the biggest Twitter memes.
Are we gonna be the Wendy's of podcasts?
Hell yeah, we'll have the fucking clapback queens.
Okay, can you tell me what that is? Because I don't know what that means.
Wendy's?
It's like when someone claps at you, you clap back.
Boomer.
So they're like, "What is your problem?" And I'll be like, "You are an idiot." That's how you clap back.
Oh, I thought it had something to do with dancing.
No, it's
not related to booty clapping.
Yeah,
I learned
it's
that the hard way.
it's actually an STD. Called the
Very serious.
clap. I was proud of that joke. I know no one else was, but I was.
Yep. Anyway,
yeah, I think that just about does it for us, though.
end my suffering, please. Send us out.
So, hey guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Boom Shakalaka 8989. I liked it. Thank you. I can always count on you, Boom Shakalaka.
I'm glad someone did.
You guys have a wonderful night. This is Not Important Gaming Podcast. Signing out.
Peace.